Rick here with the New Author's Journey, and I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about how I got to this point. I've got a video coming out on beta reading, which is where I'm currently at, but how did I get there? And you can tell by my background here that it's probably around Christmas time. A little bit more background about me. I am 63. Did I say 63? I'm 66 years old, and all the kids are out of the house. I have 5 sons, just my wife and I, and she works full time while I've been retired. I've worked in media all my life, producing every form of media from the last 50 years. Some no longer exist. And I also have a lot of part-time jobs because as a freelancer, I might not have had enough money to pay the bills. I must not have been that good at it. Started at 16 as a film camera person, and then went off on a mission for a couple years in Belgium and speak Dutch. And then I came back and joined the Army, and I was in Army Special Forces as an officer, and came back and did my media thing and had jobs all over the country. Produced probably 1,000 videos, maybe more. I've had part-time jobs like working at Walmart as the bakery department manager. I've worked at TSA. I've worked at a video store. I don't even think of that one hardly ever. That one doesn't come up very much. I worked in public relations. I've had a lot of adventures in my life. I took a team to the highest point in every state, and we set a new world record with that one. It's called the 50 Peaks Project. I walked around the Great Salt Lake, and then just normal things like, rim to rim on the Grand Canyon, and built my own boats, built my own tiny homes, done a lot of things. So I have a varied background, and probably if you're older or not, you might have a varied background too, and this can aid you in your writing process. I know it's aided mine. As we get to talk about more of the book, I will tell you and show you how exactly I use some of those things and put a lot of me into the book, or maybe the characters. So the big question probably is, how long have I been working on this book? The answer is complicated. All my life would be one of those answers, at least adult life, because I've been thinking about the topic of this book and a couple other books that I'm meaning to write for quite a long time. So I've basically been thinking about this for so long, and yet I haven't put pen to paper or keyboard to computer until about 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I will be honest, and I came across a program, actually only in the last 3 months maybe, called Novel Crafter, which utilizes AI a little bit. And it got me over a hump, the hump of not knowing how to write dialogue, not knowing, that writer's block. But with AI nowadays, there is no such thing as writer's block, and I'll get into that in another video. It's kind of like having a writing partner, and it's kind of like having a tool or an assistant to get you through some of the difficult things that you're not quite sure how to handle, but you ask it and it kind of gives you some ideas. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about what I've done with the book so far. And that is probably somewhere between 3 and 4 months ago, I actually started writing chapter 1, and I have a unique writing process. Everybody's process is probably different, and that's the way it should be. Everybody can and should listen to a lot of advice and then come up with your own way to do things. In my case, it's write and then do a little editing and rewriting, and then just keep writing and more editing and rewriting. I don't like things straight out of my head onto the paper or on the screen without a little bit of polish. But I do that with my videos as well. I go over and over and over them again and again, and then you just abandon it. So at some point we just probably all abandon our writing. It took me, roughly, on a good day I was doing a couple chapters a day, and a bad day I was doing no chapters a day. But generally about a chapter a day. The process for me has been, I wrote the book, did minor drafting on it, rewrites, gave it to my alpha reader, which is my wife, Natalie, and then she came back and said, "This is terrible. You got to change this." No, she was kind, but you never know. You never know if you're getting your family members to give you the honest answer you're looking for or not. But I'm hoping she's being honest with me. But having read it in little pieces like that is a whole nother experience as well. Went back, made a lot of changes, another rewrite, threw it through Grammarly, all those kind of things. I got it to the point where I feel comfortable giving it out to beta readers. In the meantime, what I'm doing is I'm planning and working on other things in order to get the book marketed. My plan is to let it sit with the beta readers and not touch that, not touch the comments, not make any revisions, as I've heard a lot of people give advice. Speaking of advice, we watch a lot of YouTube videos, probably, you and I, to see how this process is supposed to work, should work. What do we need our novels to have in them to be successful? Everything from book titles to main characters to plot lines to anything and everything, and sometimes that's overwhelming. Most people would agree there's a few things you have to do to be a good writer. 1, write. 2, read. And what's the third? I thought there was a third one in there somewhere. You should read about writing. That's it. And so you can learn what makes good writing. You can do good writing, and then hopefully you're reading good writing. I have specialized or focused in on speculative fiction, modern day, a little bit in the future. My book takes place about 10 years down the road. I'll be honest, I'm not so much into fantasy, certainly not romance, and I read a lot of nonfiction. Maybe what we'll do is we'll put together a video that'll show you what I'm currently or have been reading of late, or what I should be reading, because I'm not reading those books. I'm just buying them. I am excited moving forward. I have a lot of marketing things still to do, such as the website that I will share with you with the links, the podcast, which is basically just the audio version of these videos, and then of course all the other things, the planning on doing who's going to do the final edit, proofreading. Am I going to pay for that? Am I going to do that myself? Book cover, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at with the book cover, which I kind of designed with the help of AI. I kind of like it. I don't want to pay somebody big bucks to just give me some ideas and suggestions I probably won't like. There we are. That's it. We'll see you later.